Good morning, YouTube. Evan and we're back for another OU battle. Once again, you see I am using my Mega Hero Cross speed control team. I'm really enjoying this team. It's a definite challenge to use. I think right now this team is like 8-2. That's more losses than I would like, with losses being the 2. That's more losses than I would like. But I really enjoy this team. It's very different than anything I've used before. I think it's got some real potential. And honestly, Mega Hero Cross might be my new favorite Mega. So I'm really trying to use this team a lot. You know, you never see Mega Hero Cross no OU, and you never see Meowstic. So I'm really enjoying this team. I think it's got a lot of potential. I just need to kind of get in sync with how to use it effectively. You know, get used to its strengths and its weaknesses. So definitely expect to see a lot of this team because I'm hoping to master it because I think there's some real potential here. So looking at my opponent's team, looking at Jelly's team. Biggest concern is going to be the Nidoking. Nidoking does work to my entire team. The only thing stopping a Nidoking from destroying my entire life is going to be Chansey. Everything else gets popped by something. Skarmory, Flamethrower, Heatran, Earth Power, Jolteon, Earth Power, Heatran, Flamethrower. Everything dies. So that's kind of bad. I need to keep Chansey alive. You know, that's one of the most important things about battling is threat assessment and management. Keeping things alive that you need for later. Difference between good players and great players. So yeah, it's really my only concern looking at his team. And my plan with the Nidoking specifically is that my Meowstic actually has Iron Ball Trick. And so the point is I can bring it in on a fast ground type, like a Landorus, like a Scarf Landorus or a Scarf Garchomp, and go for Iron Ball to slow it down so that Heatran, Jolteon with HP Ice or Mega Heracross can outspeed and kill it. So that's kind of my game plan going in this battle. Let's go ahead and start the match so we can see how this thing plays out. And once again, beautiful, wonderful Rocket people, please leave a rating down below. Like if you liked, dislike if you dislike. Let us know, helps the channel grow. And leave a comment if you feel so inclined. You know, let us know what you're thinking. Let us know about this team, what you like, what you don't like, any suggestions you have if you enjoyed the video. And remember, leaving insightful, competitive comments can even get you points in the Rocket tier system. For more info on the Rocket tier system, check out the links down below. So here I leave with Chansey because I guess I don't know why I leave with Chansey, but here I'm like, oh, Hippowdon can. I just touched my earphones. Can carry knockoff. Let's go into our Mega because our Mega was this knockoff and it won't do anything to us. But surprise, surprise, he burps on us and blows us out of there. And I'm like, okay, you can do that all you want, friend, because you don't have rocks up. So I really don't care. I'm not gonna stay in here with the Jolteon because HP Ice will do nothing because this thing is not it's not flying type. You know, it's a Hippo. And so I go into Skyway predicting the Earthquake, and he goes for Whirlwind again. Let me know in the comments. I'm seriously considering putting Whirlwind on this team somewhere. Let me know if you think Skyway could use Whirlwind, maybe instead of Roost. Maybe even get rid of Helmet for leftovers. But let me know if you think I could use Whirlwind, because honestly, there's some times I think it would have come in handy. So here, like, you know, my opponent's Whirlwinding, and it's like, I don't know where my opponent's head is at. Rocks aren't up, so I'm not afraid. And here, Rocket people, you see I'm learning. This is my first time ever using Skarmory, and I'm like, I have a Chansey. I have a Chansey, alright? Come on, Umbra, you should know this by now. Go into Chansey. You got nothing to be afraid of. Goes for the Freeze Dry. And this is going to do, that's like someone just threw an ice cube at me. You know, someone threw some ice cream into my mouth. Like, I'm not even, there's nothing. I'm not concerned. So I'm like, alright, I might as well go for rocks. And my opponent goes for a Toxic, and I'm like, alright, so you're not choiced. Cool. So they go for a Toxic. I'm like, I don't know why you'd go for a Toxic, because I'm a Chansey and you're not going to kill me. I have Natural Cure. Like, you're not going to kill me. I'm a Chansey, and you're an Articuno. You're not going to kill me. So here I'm like, alright, all I need to do is get one wish off, and I'll just wish past into something else. People. What happens? Chansey, with its tiny little baby arms, punches itself in the face. And this is hugely costly for me. This is a definite misplay on my part. You know, I wasn't thinking what other moves could this Articuno have, which is a mistake. I always try when I'm battling to think, alright, what are the 4 moves that this thing likely has? Because that saves you a lot of times. Like, it was pretty probable my opponent was going to go for a Hurricane there. I think from the range of health I was at, I should have just hard switched right then and there into a Heatran, because I could have been like, oh, Hurricane's coming, it'd be really bad if I got confused. So I then stay in because I'm like, I won't hit myself again. They'll either miss a Hurricane or I won't hit myself. And I lose my Chansey, which was my only answer to their Nidoking. Here I guess I don't know why I go for this flash cannon. I predicted a switch, I guess, but honestly, I should have just gone for flamethrower. I was sure that flash cannon would kill. I mean, come on, and it does it. It does it. Articuno is giving my team problems, and I'm just like, okay, that's too much. That's enough for today. But I definitely should have played him on the Articuno better. You know, the only reason this Articuno, I defeated myself there. This Articuno did not kill my Chansey. I sacrificed my Chansey, you know, because I made poor decisions. Here my opponent brings this thing in, and I'm like, are you scarfed? Are you trying to bluff a scarf? And I'm like, no, I'm not afraid of you. Like, I don't know what you think you're going to do, but I have no reason not to go for a flash cannon, you know? And so I go for my flash cannon and I kill this thing. Because I was not convinced that this thing was going to be a threat. So a bit of a risky play there, but it does pay off. Here my opponent goes into the Needle King, and I'm like, I don't have anything for you. Would have been great. Would have been great if I had my Chansey still left. I mean, I should have switched out immediately. But hey, that's why you rewatch battles. You live and you learn. Here my opponent actually goes to the T-Vault. A good play because I do have the Heat Train with Flash Fire. Here I go for the Tailwind. And I 100% here should have gone for Brave Bird. Because I've got Tailwind for just a few turns. If I went for Brave Bird, I guarantee that I died. I could have brought in Heatran and literally swept the rest of his team. Like, if I just spammed Flamethrowers, a Flamethrower would kill this thing from the range of health it's at. Especially after Brave Bird damage. That was a huge misplay. I don't need Skarmory for anything. I should have let Skarmory die and then just gone for a sweep with Heatran. Me going for Roost is a colossal waste of my Tailwind. You know, because what am I going to do? What am I going to accomplish? So that was a huge misplay on my part. If you look at the team members he has left, Flamethrower would have done work to almost all of them. I also could have gone for HP Ice, predicting my opponent maybe to go into Hippowdon and done some work that way. So I've definitely missed a chance to get some massive damage off on his team and probably KO at least one poke. So here you see me doing the Iron Ball trick attempt, but I think I was just I was overzealous. I was so excited to try and slow down that Nidoking that I went for trick way too early. My opponent did have a switch that was probable, not obvious. And that just really, really irked me that I went for it that early. I think I just pulled the trigger too early. Meowstic is really a late game enabler. That's what its job is. Its job is to come in late game and slow something fast down. So I think I just tried to do that too early, and lesson learned. Like, because it would have been really bad if my opponent switched out there, which they did. So I learned my lesson there, and that's the whole reason we play, is to get better. So I hope you forgive me if I'm being a little bit of an admin noodle in this battle. You know, those of you who've watched, I think you know where my skill level is at. It's just a new, really interesting team I'm using, and I'm trying to expand my playstyle, get the hang of a new team. So bear with me. Like I said, even though I'm being admin noodle, this team is 8-2, only having lost twice. So I'm feeling good about where we're headed. We're going in the right direction. Let me know if you have any suggestions on this team. Then check out the team building video down below. So here I'm being admin noodle, and I go for Earthquake when they have Hippowdon. My opponent protected, so it was painfully obvious they knew an Earthquake was coming. So they might switch into something that could take an Earthquake, huh? So I needed to go for... Honestly, I should have Mega'd and gone for like a Pin Missile or a Bullet Seed. Or a Close Combat. Like, honestly. The only reason not to go for Close Combat is fearing my opponent would go back into Aegis. And use like Shadow Sneak on me with my lower defense. But here you'll see Bullet Seed is actually not enough to take this thing out from the range of HP it was at. So that honestly really surprised me. I didn't even excuse me, bother running the calc, because hello, Mega Heracross, hello. But it's okay because I'm a machine of death and unkillable, so I eat that up like it's a pancake. Hippowdon just made pancakes for me. Like, I'm not even worried. But so that was definitely, like, that was so telegraphed. Going for Earthquake was a terrible play. I should have gone for Pin Missile or something that would have Mega Evolved and gone for something that would have enabled me to 2-hit KO this Hippowdon here, without a doubt. Or even I could have gotten so much damage off that maybe I could have gone for an Earthquake again. Because who knows, Bullet Seed with Mega Heracross, if I went for it first, who knows. But here I'm like, sir, you are mistaken. You don't know my EV spread, and you don't know the power of Mega Heracross. Go for your T-Ball. I don't care if you're Specs. Go for it. Oh, look at me live that. I'm 10,000 bells. You understand me? I'm that big beetle that you catch on the island in Animal Crossing. I'm a monster. I go for my Earthquake. I destroy Jolteon. I'm like, Mega Heracross, this is why I love you. This is why you might be my new favorite Mega of all time. Plus, you're purple. You're beautiful. How can I not? Opponent goes into Nido King, and I was like, if only we were scarfed. If only. So we have to let ourselves die here. And this would have been the moment where it would have been great to have gone the Meowstic and used a trick. Would have been great. Would have been great to have Iron Ball still. You know, so lesson learned. I should wait till late game when I'm guaranteed to get it off. Because here, if I slowed this thing down, I could bring in Heatran at this point and just spam Flamethrower, and everything would be fine. Like, the game would be over. If this thing had an Iron Ball, Heatran kills from this range of HP with Flamethrower, I would have gone for it. Now, if I was Psychic like Meowstic and I knew that my opponent was going to be really silly and go for a T-Bolt, I probably would have gone for Psychic and tried to kill this thing. Although with Life Orb, I would have died if he still has Life Orb, so whatever's. Admin Noodle here. So now I go into Jolt. I don't care what you all say. I'm not convinced that Shadow Ball is good on Jolteon. I think there's more creative things you can win that are better. That being said, I'm not going to say Agility Baton Pass is one of them, at least not on this team. In the 10 battles I've had or so, I haven't used this thing once with Agility Baton Pass, so I think I'm going to change up what I put on Jolteon. Leave suggestions down in the comments if you would be a darling. I would appreciate it tremendously. So here, my opponent goes for the Swords Dance, and I'm like, ugh. But it's alright. I'm not even defensive, and I know this Heatran can live. I know this Heatran can live. I know it can. I know it can live with Shadow Sneak. So excellent play on my opponent's part, going for the King Shield. Scout what I locked myself into. Very, very wise. No reason to. There's almost no reason to ever hard switch out with Aegislash without either King Shielding first. So I go off my Flamethrower and fry this thing alive. No reason not to. I actually don't have Earth Power on this Heatran because I find it to be very situational. I actually have Ancient Power and HP Ice instead of that. So here I'm like, this probably going to be problematic. I've got to go in the Jolteon and try and kill this thing. But surprise, surprise, I don't know what my opponent's EV spread is on this thing, but my max speed Heatran outsped it. I don't know if they went for a low priority move or what happened, but my Heatran actually outspeeds and just gets the kill. So I don't even have to rely on Jolteon to come in and kill with HP Ice. So that is a win in my favor. A really, really interesting match. Two very odd teams. Both of them have a lot of not OU pokes. My opponent's only OU poke being the Aegislash, and my OU pokes being the Chansey, the Skarmory, the Heatran. And I think Mega Heracross, maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, a really interesting battle. I almost didn't want to post this because like there's some weird pokes and some weird stuff in this battle. But I wanted you all to see, again, my learning process. And I want to encourage you always, rewatch your battles. It helps make you a great player because you learn from your mistakes. And from a team building perspective, you see what you use and what you don't use. By rewatching all these battles, I'm like, I need to change Jolteon because I have two moves I never use that I could be getting some utility out of, you know. So thank you all for watching. Leave a like, leave a dislike, leave a comment down below. Let us know if you enjoyed this video. And don't forget, people, the Rocket tier system is live. Follow us on Twitch. There's a link down below to the Rocket tier system. You can start leveling up to become an admin and doing exactly what I'm doing. If you're an elite, you can even be doing contracts, getting entire series of videos on our YouTube channel. One of our elites, Rocket Elite Julian, is actually coming out with a contract very, very soon. We're doing some NU battles, so get hyped for that. You're going to be seeing that. Slash, depending on when this video goes up, they might already be happening. So check that out. Look for NU battles on the channel. And be sure you check out the team building series where I build this team. Hope you all enjoy that. And also check out the other battles with this team. And don't forget, whenever you want to just watch some competitive Pokemon, go to Rock HQ's channel. If you go to the channel homepage, there's playlists for every tier. So like OU, Uber, whatever you want to watch, we've got you covered. So definitely watch to your heart's content because we upload videos daily. We're almost at 100 now and counting. More by the time this goes up. So once again, my name is Admin Umbra. Thank you all so much for watching and have a good one.